And welcome to tonight's edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show. I'm John Massoni here with Venice Indian head football coach John Peacock and Coach. Big district matchup last week against Lakewood Ranch on the road. I guess you got to be pretty happy with a 49-6 victory on Friday night.
Yeah, I would say that was our most complete game. And Lakewood Ranch is huge. They have a huge improvement from last year.
Yeah, they did. You're right.
They've become a pretty good football team, and I think they're going to continue to rise. And they had a lot of young kids, and Coach West is doing a great job there. And I will not be surprised if their win output is doubled next year, and they're in this kind of same seat they are right now. But as far as we go, I thought it was our first game, and I felt like we played the whole entire game on both sides of the ball. I thought there was a pretty clean game, and we ran the ball pretty efficiently, and we were able to throw the ball as well. Great addition in Stephon Johnson.
Yeah, it was a big deal for sure.
He really brought a spark to our offense, and he didn't take long to do it either.
I'm not sure if it was just the fact that they weren't expecting him to be there or whatever, but a nice 61-yard touchdown run on the very first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, it was great to see, and we do know that he's explosive like that and can do that at any time. So that's one thing that he's going to add to our offense, which is something that we're really, really happy about.
Not to mention that we also had a few changes. Some of the younger boys got moved up, and they contributed somewhat in the second half. And you had mentioned that they were going to probably be more contributors as the season moves forward, because that depth is invaluable. Yeah,
we had some young guys that were able to step in and play some significant roles on defense, and Kentai and Damon Wilson, and we already have had Elliott Washington, who's a freshman. So at one point at the game, we had 3 freshmen, 5 sophomores, 2 juniors, and a senior on the field.
Right.
As far as defensively goes, and that's great for our future. Although we're not really worried about the future right now, we're worried about the 2019 season. But it's always nice to see as a coach. You're always looking ahead as a coach, and kind of trying to foresee where you're going to be in the future. Not that that's important right now, but it is very nice to see and very comforting.
Yes. Offensively, you mentioned a little bit, a lot of balance. Ball was spread out amongst a lot of different players. Running game was effective when it needed to be. So, and there was ball security was good as well this week. That was a major plus for us this week.
Yeah, like I said, I thought the offense was run very, very smooth. We were able to have great tempo. Although there was not a whole lot of penalty flags on us, there was a lot of penalty flags thrown and picked up. But I thought the game was called well, and I thought we had some good tempo.
Hey, that was kind of an interesting situation. They actually, a penalty would be called on maybe 4 occasions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then they kind of huddled up and discussed it, and then the flag was picked up. And I think that's not a bad way to do it.
No, it's not. That shows that they're really communicating, the referees, and doing a really good job, and that's always nice to see, because there's a lot of times that there'll be a flag thrown, and someone might agree, and sometimes the ego gets the better of them. But I thought they did a great job Friday night.
Yeah, because sometimes you can see it from your angle, and it's not the same thing
right.
what you thought you saw, and we see it at the highest levels.
Right.
That kind of
just
thing.
like last night.
Yeah,
hands to the face.
Yeah, you never know because one way it looks a certain way, the other way it doesn't, and you throw that flag, and you're probably doing the right thing by throwing the flag. And then if you communicate with each other, it's nice that you
right.
can kind of straighten that out. Again, defensively, everything seemed to be it was a very solid effort. A few turnovers, 2 interceptions in the game, and then we also special teams had a block punt, which was nice to see.
Yeah, Elliott Washington got his first interception of the season, and like you said, we had a block punt as well early on. So we started the game very strong. We got the ball, and first play scored, and then we stopped them on defense, got a block punt, and it was 14-0, and we'd only run 1 offensive play.
And it was like 2 minutes in, 3
right.
minutes into the game, which then with Lakewood Ranch obviously trying to rebuild their program in the district game, and they came out on fire, ready to go like we expect them to be. I mean, that can be sort of a bit of a deflating situation. Now you're behind the stakes a little bit, and you're not probably although they had a very good wide receiver. You'll see probably
he did a great job.
A kid, Michael Cucci,
yeah,
did a really nice job. But I think they were really looking to run the football and try to control clock if they could. And then once you get behind, you really can't do that after a bit.
But like I mentioned before, great improvement in their program, and I can see them continue to grow and grow.
I totally agree. All right, with that, Coach, we probably have a nice little highlight package this week because we had a lot of good plays and a lot of things to show. Once again, we'd like to thank our host here, Off the Wagon. for providing us with you went off
I went
course
off,
here.
yeah, I went to
Totally
the tacos,
different.
and it was really, really good. Brisket tacos.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
So yeah, so again, come on down to Off the Wagon. Lots of entertainment, lots of different things, events going on here all the time. Tommy and his staff do a great job, and also thanks to Jenkins Chevrolet again for not only helping us out with this, but they the live stream from last week's game. They had afforded us the opportunity to do a little play-by-play, which was something new for us to do, and I think it went over very well. According to Francis, our producer here, he said it was a very well received with a lot of the people. So again, thanks to them and all they do, and I guess of course all of our sponsors as well.
Right.
So all right, with that, we'll take a break here, and we'll come back with a highlight package from the Lakewood Ranch game on Friday night. See you here back in a few minutes.
We also like to thank the following sponsors for making this show a possibility: Absolute Aluminum,
Neo Communities, because where you live matters,
Sarasota Orthopedics Associates,
and E.T. McKenzie. And a special thanks to Off the Wagon for hosting the John Peacock Coaches Show. And thank you to Jenkins Chevrolet. Find new roads. And we're back here at Off the Wagon for the highlight portion of the John Peacock Coaches Show. And Coach got a little bit earlier, but Jenkins Chevrolet does the Player of the Week for Venice Indians, and Jeb Schrader, defensive end for the Indians, was the Indian of the Week this week.
Yes, so like I said, they do a program with Indian of the Week, and then at the end of the year they have all the kids that were Indian of the Week write an essay, and then they become Indian of the Year, and they get a nice little scholarship.
Yeah, so it's a nice thing that's being done. Kind of continuation of what was happening before. So again, congratulations to Jeb to be a part of that. And maybe he can write that good essay at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So for sure. All right, with that, we're ready to go to the highlight package to see how the Indians looked on Friday night. And here we go.
All right, so this is the opening play of the game. Little different view this week. We got an end zone view.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of cool. It's something that the coaches utilize quite a bit.
You see, we had some good blocking up front, and Stefan was able to make some people miss, and he was off to the races. And he's got some wheels on him, so he's probably not going to get caught from behind too often.
And you like to see Jason Platt down there doing a little blocking, and it's always really nice to see the downfield blocking.
Yeah, our receivers do a really nice job blocking downfield, and you see Chuck Brantley up here with a blocked punt. And he was actually the one that was able to recover it for a touchdown. That was really nice to see. He's been able to make some plays last few weeks. Blocked punt, had an interception the week before.
Absolutely. Yeah, block the punt, recover it for a touchdown. That's about all huge. You can ask.
Defensively, did a nice job, and you see Ramos up there making some plays, and Younce, as he's always makes some plays, and Chuck was in that play as well.
Their running back, he had some success, but kind of kept him bottled up for the most part. Nice looking running back, number 3.
Yeah, their offense has totally changed, and like I said, I think they're going to continue to get better throughout the years.
Nice play there as well. I think that's Zach Younce again.
Yeah, Zach had a nice game, and they're able to drive down the field, and they tried a field goal. You'll see here it's a little bit wide left, comes right into our TV screen right there. A little wide left, and we were able to hold them out and get the ball back to our offense.
And there's Stefan again back in at quarterback. And Ryan Overstreet probably took more snaps than Stefan. But,
yeah.
But it was Stefan definitely gave them a curveball. I don't think they were prepared for that whatsoever.
You see, he had another nice game. We had some openers there for Stefan, and Ryan took the rest of the series. This series, and he did a nice job as well. You see right here, a nice throw to Garrett French, little play action. Garrett's been doing a nice job, not only blocking, but doing a nice job in our passing game.
Yeah, it seems like he's got that 1 or 2 catches that kind of keep everybody honest in the middle of the field.
Yep. And you see here's a wide open throw to Weston Wolf. Everybody kind of jumped Malachi and left Weston all alone.
Yeah, that's one of those throws you say just get it to him. Nice soft pass. Don't miss the wide open guy. That thing. But he did a nice job there. And you can start to see now you've got another backup in there. Exler, he's in there looking to make a play.
When you see our young guy up there, Kentai, who right there just made a play in the backfield, and you also see Damon Wilson over here to the left of your screen wearing number 34, and Kentai's wearing 55. 2 freshmen, first varsity action of the year, and I thought they did well. Kentai had a lot of stats, and Damon is a really good football player, and he's just going to get better as soon as he learns the position a little bit better. Tough kid, though. Almost came up with another interception with Chuck.
and with him and Rowan Foskinen on that play as well. But no, then the younger kids, they don't look like they don't belong in the field. I mean, they're as far as when you see them stature wise at least.
Oh yeah, they're big kids. You see right there is Damon on the tackle. He had a couple tackles. He's a big kid. He's 6'2" already. He's going to be if you see his brother.
Yes.
Who used to play for us. He was huge.
And he's got a ways to go.
A little ways to go, but he's going to get there.
Yes.
You see that's Elliott Washington.
On the interception.
Yeah, his first interception of his career, which he's excited about.
And once again, he said they were kind of driving at that point, and I think there was sort of maybe a little missed opportunity for them there.
And see again, Stefan on an opener for us. Like I said, he's shifty. He's shifty. And gets a little bit different element out there in the field for us.
And you can make that first guy miss like that. It makes it up.
He covered 13 yards right there, and it didn't really look like it.
No, smooth, very smooth.
You see right there's another sophomore.
Escort.
DJ Escort. Yeah, he had a good night. He broke a long run here coming up.
Yeah, and again, he's just like a one-cut guy, but that's what you kind of want.
Another pass. It's Malachi. He's he's as explosive as they get,
and for Malachi, you might even said it was a quiet night for him, but he had the production.
Yeah,
there,
six or seven catches. Yep.
No problem.
You see, here's DJ's run. It's always nice to see when you get north and south and get there quickly.
Yeah, and you see the hole when you go, and quick how fast you can get in the end zone is when you do that.
I'm guessing everybody can kind of see the holes that were being opened up.
Yeah, with this angle especially, you can kind of feel for where things are and what you actually do see. And at this point in the first half, we were 21-0 at this point, and with moving the ball pretty well, and they're not stopping us at this point.
They were trying to burn the clock as much as possible. As you can kind of see right here in this last clip, they were trying to bleed the clock and keep our offense off the field.
There's Jeb Schrader.
Jeb Schrader on the play.
Week, yeah.
Along with Cade Rayer. Cade's going to get some work with us on our offense a little bit. Our little new package we'll have this week, hopefully. Again,
you got 5 guys around the ball out in the flat like that. That's Jake Schwartz on that play.
Jake Schwartz and Savion Casaway, yep. Again, nice little play action here to Malachi. And I want to say this really looked like a touchdown. He's on his body, but down to the 1. And then
that's one of those ones that they replayed. You might have seen his elbow down or something like that. So.
And then Siobhan Pierce was able to finish off the drive with a touchdown, making it 28-0.
Lines pushing, you see the lines. They're blocking guys into the end zone. So that makes it a little easier when you can no resistance through the goal line. Again,
Malachi double coverage and just puts the ball up there, give him a chance. He's going to make the play.
I guess I said it looked like a quiet night. I think maybe it's just starting to get more into he's in the flow of things a little more.
Yeah, and then game. Also, you got to realize we only ran 40 plays compared to 86.
Right.
So I think that's our average right now, about 86 plays, and ran 43 plays. I think he had 9 touches.
And that was Wes on the last one where he had a little catch, and that's
got
him
Wes
again
back
right there.
To back. Yeah, this is a 2-minute drill. We weren't able to come up with it. Clock kind of ran out. You see defensively, we were just getting the ball. You see the white shirts around the ball. I mean, we just did a good job getting to the football.
Cade in there for a loss on the play.
Yeah, Cade had a good night, and his body he's starting to put up weight on it. He looks doing a real good job in the weight room, and even from the start of the season till now, there's been some huge changes.
And at this point, I'm not sure if we're running clock, but we were early in the second half. We were at running clock.
Right. I want to say after this series, I think we get the ball, score one more time, and it was a running clock.
And of course, you're talking about the amount of plays run. That's sort of what shortens the game up considerably. Sure. And that's Wes Piggins hustling on that play. Because you never know with that ball. It's not round. You don't know how it's going to roll sometimes. And that's the big receiver they had. Again, he had a nice game.
Cade again.
Stephon back in at quarterback.
Yeah, and again, that's like a 20-yard run, and it's covering some ground pretty quickly.
Moving quick. He did actually throw a couple passes. He had one completion
Yeah, he
too.
did. He threw a nice ball to Malachi, just right off his fingertips. And you see right here, he's able to punch it in the end zone.
And that was our highlight package for the 49-6 victory on Friday night against Liquid Ranch, and puts it down now with that game under our belt. We played Cocoa this week. We'll talk about them here shortly, and then Manatee at home for the district championship. They did beat Sarasota on Friday night, so it sets up an old school.
Yeah.
I don't know how old school it is, but a clash for district in Manatee and Venice. And I know a lot of people around Venice are looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, you know, looking at the highlights and just looking back, really felt like Stefan is going to get better. You know, just like everyone should know that his first day at quarterback for us was on a Tuesday, and so he went Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then played in the game Friday. And then he's going to have another whole week this week to prepare and hopefully get more comfortable at the position, and hopefully he'll continue to grow and. He can be a big asset for us.
And you said he's still playing on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, he's still going to rotate him on defense. Him and Elliott were already in a rotation, and I think as the season progresses, he'll get his wits about him. And he was kind of shot, physically. And I think it was more or less just the emotion and the excitement of it more than him being out of shape. He wasn't ready to go after that first touchdown run. I think he got himself all hyped up, and
you got to figure the butterflies are going. He knows that they're. He's getting the first snap of the game, and you got to think that's a whole different. And I'm sure within a week or two he'll get used to it, and it won't be. And it's not your first touchdown anymore. It's not your first pass anymore. It's not your first snap anymore. Now it just becomes sort of repetitive, and I think he'll get. I don't think he'll only get better, because all those sort of. He's got a feel for it again, which is nice.
Yeah, we're going to keep adding to his package each week, very slowly but surely, and. Until he gets comfortable in doing all the things that we want to do.
And again, the fact that he's a runner, or at least in this game, doesn't stop the fact that he can do a lot more at
No,
the
he throws a
position.
nice ball. He throws a nice deep ball, as we saw when he was just at the fingertips of Malachi there at the back of the end zone. And although it wasn't the highlights, but he threw some nice passes this week in practice, and we feel comfortable with him.
Anything in particular when you sort of evaluate some of the things that just that he had a little experience at the position, or did you just see something that he had that was a little different?
Well, Coach Mack brought it up. He did play quarterback last year at Northport, and Coach Mack brought it up in the meeting last Saturday, and maybe we should bring Stefan over. And I was like, no. And then Monday passed, I was like, we need to bring Stefan over. And I was just thinking more or less the run game. But he's shown he throws a nice deep ball, real nice deep ball. So that can really add a lot to our offense.
And the luxury of that is that, if you want to call it a luxury, is that you were pretty deep, or as deep as you've ever been, maybe in the secondary. So you didn't, you're sort of taking him from that, but you're not really. You got Elliott, who's getting game experience as a freshman, playing that position, and so now you have an opportunity to move him over, and you can go.
Yeah,
we're kind of solidifying
two
positions.
I think at the beginning of the year we weren't real sure. Elliott obviously is his freshman, and it was the first action, and kind of our schedule, how it started off the year.
Yeah.
You kind of got to take that kind of slowly, because you don't want to get the kid in a position where he, gets down in the dumps, or we start getting some psychological things going on. But Elliott has progressed great, and we have all the confidence in the world to him now. So I think that we feel comfortable, even if for some reason we said, all right, Stefan's going to be a full-time offensive guy. I don't think we're real concerned. I think we have all the confidence in the world in Elliott.
Yeah, and we talked early in the year how many guys that were starters at other positions or whatever have moved around, and you can see them all getting comfortable as time has moved on. And and again, you talked to the early part of the season, tough schedule. We knew that was going to be the case. But looking at these district games and these other games, they seem to be all kind of coming into shape for the end of the season, where you want to start getting better and making your push. So yeah, it's good. So it's definitely a nice situation.
No doubt.
With that, we'll take our next break, and we'll come back and we'll talk about this week's opponent, Cocoa, off the east coast of Florida, a perennial power in the state of Florida, and they're coming to the Powell Davis Stadium to take us on this weekend. So we'll talk about that and see you guys back here in a few minutes.
We also like to thank the following sponsors for making this show a possibility: Absolute Aluminum,
Neo Communities, because where you live matters,
Sarasota Orthopedics Associates,
and E.T. McKenzie. And a special thanks to Off the Wagon for hosting the John Peacock Coaches Show. And thank you to Jenkins Chevrolet, find new roads. We're back here again at Off the Wagon for part 3 of the John Peacock Coaches Show. And Coach, when we went to break, we were talking about our upcoming opponent at Pal Davis Stadium this week at Cocoa. And again, I mentioned them being a perennial power, 5A, Class 5A team.
Yes, I believe so. They're not only a perennial power in Florida, but they're kind of a national power, and they've been on the national scene for quite some time. A little bit about their program: they had 4 guys in the NFL draft this past May. Is it May?
Yes.
Past May, and that was more than any other high school in the country. They've won multiple state championships. They've played on ESPN multiple times. So they're part of this, gauntlet of a schedule we put together in order to prepare us for the playoffs. So I think this is a little bit different in the sense that this is a game that, like, we're almost in playoff mode here. Like, we have to win this game, for our RPI rankings, and it's almost a playoff game for us. I mean, this is like, we got to get this done. I mean, not that it really affects our district, but it will affect where we are in the playoffs and where we're seated right now. Currently, today, the rankings came out, and we're 3rd in our region, behind Pinellas Park and Royal Palm Beach.
That's it.
Royal Palm Beach is currently undefeated. There's a good chance that we can jump, or we will jump, Pinellas Park, especially with this win, because you got to understand that all the RPI, when they do the rankings, they don't account for the teams you haven't played yet. Mm-hmm. So they're not accounting for Coco's record or Coco's opponents' records, and Cocoa has played almost the toughest schedule as we have. So they're going to give us a tremendous amount of points, win or lose. But at the same time, the most important column is your own win-loss ranking, which counts for 35%. So we got to make sure that we're doing everything we possibly can to prepare for this game, and it's almost a do or die. That's kind of what we're saying to our kids, and we're approaching like a playoff game. It's as important as they get.
They're talking about Cocoa again. A lot of folks in this area, maybe in this whole region, they don't really recognize Cocoa as being that good of a team. Maybe because you don't get the same coverage or some of the games. A lot of times it's a lot of focus on some of the other perennial powers. But
right.
I mean, this is not like a small run for them. This has been a long time where they've been a very, very good football team.
I mean, they got a running back that's committed to Penn State. And we were talking earlier, their left tackle is one of the best offensive linemen in the country who's committed to
the Gators,
your school of
Gator guy.
He's a Gator guy, and this kid is throwing the ball off the back wall of the gym and doing a 360 dunk, catching it. So he's not your typical offensive lineman. He's a very skilled player, and they're young on defense. But like I said, they have. I don't know where all the skill comes, but they are every year in year out, just loaded with the skill players. They got some big defensive linemen. I showed you some clips of their offensive line.
Yes.
I mean, they're huge. They're big up front. So with that said, we got to be able to play very well on defense. We got to kind of take the next step on defense and not give up huge plays and kind of limit their run game. They are a balanced attack as far as
they run. They were before for years they were sort of a wing T.
They were a wing T team. Yeah.
Now they're doing some more of the RPOs and that kind of stuff.
They're pretty close as far as the number of carries compared to the number of throws. So they're a well-balanced team. And we were talking earlier, they have about as tough a schedule as we do. They don't play any of the teams so as far as the ones that are allowed to recruit. Like we played St. Francis and IMG, who those schools are allowed to recruit.
Right, this is a different
They
game,
played Hoover, Alabama, who is a national power. And they play some other schools that are right up there, So they've had a tough schedule, and they'll be ready to go Friday night.
Yeah, because you again, they're battle tested. They're not walking in here like this is something new to them. They've been their way, so it means their coaching staff has a lot of experience as well, which means a lot because now they know how to prepare for a travel game. Coming to Venice is going to be it's a tough environment. You got to play in front of a big crowd. But like you said, they played Hoover, Alabama. I think at a neutral site. You had told me earlier.
Yeah, it was in Georgia, kind of
somewhere.
A kickoff classic. Yeah, and I want to say it was in Macon, Georgia.
Yeah,
I want to say.
So, but the lights won't be too bright for them.
No, they'll be ready.
They'll be ready to go. This won't be overwhelming for them.
Like I said, they're a team that's played on ESPN multiple times.
Yeah, and like I said, so that's on Friday night. We definitely need our fans out there. And you said it. You're right. I would say from last week that was the start of the playoffs for us, was Lakewood
Yeah.
Ranch. Now we got Cocoa and we got Manatee, and then off and keep on moving forward for them. So I think every game is like that, and that makes it exciting to let you know that
Right.
everything has there's something on the line. It's very easy to motivate a young football team that we have right now to say, hey guys, this means it. This means
Right.
everything to us. So very easy to get them motivated. Again, you mentioned their offense, defense being young. Anything else? Like I said, a lot of speed on this team as well. Right? You're talking about a lot of speed.
Yeah, lots of speed in this team. Like I said, they're definitely blessed with talented football players and the skilled players, and I showed you their offensive line. I mean, they've got the whole package. I mean, they're an excellent football team. I knew this going in. They're one of the teams that I picked. Like, hey, we need to play these type of teams and to prepare us for the future. So
yeah, that's absolutely right.
So we got to kind of step up to the plate this time. We haven't the last 2 times, but this time we got to step up to the plate, and it's kind of do or die for us.
Well, again, we need everybody Friday night. Come on out Friday night, 7:30,
Yeah.
Powell Davis Stadium. Kick off against Cocoa, and we need all the support we can get. Should be a beautiful night as well. So again,
Yeah,
it's
it's
getting,
temperature
it's
to start
getting
dropping a little
football
bit,
season.
yeah.
Again, we're feeling better each week as far as the weather is concerned. All right, with that, we'll come back for the final segment of the show. Maybe talk a little bit about how the district's going. Maybe looking at a few more things, and we'll wrap it up for the night.
Yep.
All right, we'll see you back here in a few minutes.
We also like to thank the following sponsors for making this show a possibility. Absolute Aluminum,
Neo Communities, because where you live matters,
Sarasota Orthopedics Associates,
and E.T. McKenzie. And a special thanks to Off the Wagon for hosting the John Peacock Coaches Show.
And thank you to Jenkins Chevrolet. Find new roads.
And here we are back at Off the Wagon for our final segment of tonight's John Peacock Coaches Show. And Coach, again, thanks to Off the Wagon for all they do for us. Jenkins Chevrolet for the Indian of the Week, which was Jeb Schrader this week.
Right.
And I guess we can kind of wrap things up and just kind of talk a little bit about, we mentioned this is sort of a playoff run for us. Fill everybody in where we stand. We're actually tied with Manatee.
Yeah, we're tied with Manatee in the district. The RPI, like I said, the RPI, we're third in the RPI, but I think if we get this win Friday night, I think we'll jump all the way to second. And depending on how Royal Palm Beach does, if they end up losing one, we could possibly jump them as well and get the #1 seed in our region, which would be huge.
Which is home games. That's what we're talking about. Home games.
It'll be the home games for the first 3 weeks of the playoffs. If we end up being second, which if we win our games, we will be second. We can't be any lower than second. Then from there, we'll be home at least the first 2 rounds.
Right.
And possibly the 3rd round as well. And that's how it's been in the last couple of years in the playoffs. And that's something that we have to get done. And that's why this game is so important Friday night. And the number 4 seed in RPI is actually Manatee.
Okay.
So they're looking at it the same way. Like, hey, if we beat Venice on week 10, they'll be number 2.
Right. So they have the same goals in mind.
Right. So that's kind of where it stands right now. Now understand. I'm not sure who Manatee. I think Manatee may be off this week.
Possible.
So if they're off this week, there is a chance that they drop. We're going to raise our points just by our opponents who we're playing. So, but we definitely need to win the game and to really boost our points. But our points will raise no matter what just by playing Cocoa, because like we talked about before, they have a heck of a schedule as well. Not just us, but they play like multiple teams that are not only national powers but state powers as well.
Yeah, their region with St. Augustine, a few other teams. Those are these 5A kind of teams that are very, very well thought of and highly ranked in the state.
Yep, of course.
All right, Coach. Another episode is in the books for tonight, and again, everybody, please come out 7:30 Friday night. We really need you out there.
Yeah, we're gonna need everybody, and we're gonna need that home field advantage.
It'll be a great night for football. We really need that enthusiasm from the crowd. The
Tell all your
everything.
friends and neighbors and whoever to come out. And I know Mr. Younts has cowbells, so maybe he can get a couple extra cowbells.
He has like a large one, a little one, so he's probably got some extras for you guys. So, all right, with that, I'm John Massoni with Coach John Peacock. We'll see you back here next week on the John Peacock Coaches Show.